Welcome to Hot Topics with Pete Schwaba, brought to you by the City of Marinette. I'm Pete Schwaba, and we have a great show for you guys today. I have three guests, actually. I'm going to be joined in just a second here by Mayor Steve Genesat. He's going to give us a quick update on things. And I will also be joined by the founder of the Small Business Rising and local resident and entrepreneur Keith Killen will join me. And then towards the end of the show, I will be joined by nationally syndicated columnist Gregg Schimmer, who just had an article appear in the Eagle Herald on Saturday about pickleball, which we're all about to learn more about when the rec center opens. So pickleball, we'll have a little conversation with Gregg about pickleball, which will be fun. This is our third show. Our first show, I want to just point out that the first guest on Hot Topics was Mike McGuire, the filmmaker behind Aquarians. And I want to let people know, residents of the area, that there is two more opportunities. If you want to see it on the big screen at the Mariner, it's there for 2 more nights before it goes to Amazon Prime. So many more opportunities to see the film, but if you want to see it here in Marinette, I would get cracking because it will not be here much longer. So, and without further ado, I would like to introduce my first guest, who was also my last guest on the last show, and it's Mayor Steve. Welcome back.
Well, thanks, Pete. Glad to be here.
Glad to have you.
We'll bring in last week into this week, and we just wanted to stop in today. I did, and Melissa, our guest, Keith Killen, just to bring you up to date. What Marinette recently and Menominee communities both were nominated into the top 20 out of 12,000 nominations nationwide for Small Business Revolution, and the opportunity for our communities to have revitalization of our downtown businesses and promotion, and upwards of $500,000 in investment in the communities. So we're really excited about it. I don't want to go too long other than getting to the meat and potatoes of it. That's why I wanted Mr. Killen, Keith, to be here today and tell us what we need to do. Again, out of 12,000 nominations, top 20. That is fantastic.
That's huge news
for both Marinette and Menominee communities.
Menominnette, right?
There you go.
Both cities are going to benefit from this. That's fantastic.
Absolutely. So we kind of want to know, if you didn't catch it, we had a Facebook video with City Manager Tony Graff yesterday, kind of what the award means to us. We talked a little bit about what we need to do next. There's a whole marketing and a lot of Facebook tagging and everything else that needs to be spread for all the nationwide with communities that don't know Marinette-Menominee. So Keith, maybe you can bring folks that aren't aware of it, what we just qualified for and were nominated, and what we need to do to get Marinette and Menominee on the map.
I'll be happy to. Pete, are you familiar with the Small Business Revolution?
I am. I've done quite a bit of reading about it. Melissa sent me some stuff. Melissa Ebsch, who is here with us as well.
It's amazing.
Yeah, and it's just a phenomenal. It just hit the paper today. It was announced yesterday. Mm-hmm. Keith Killen, great to have you here. So, yeah, please, your dime, your dance floor, run with it, and tell us more about this, though.
Well, many of you may be familiar with the company Deluxe, so probably written on their checks for since the turn of the century. But they are a marketing company these days, and beyond just the printing. And it's their mission to go out and help small business, one community at a time, to make revitalize downtowns, revitalize small towns, and small business in general. So in that effort, they've had 3 seasons so far. And we are in the top 20 being considered for season 4. So there's a process of that. There's a top 20 process. There's a top 10, a top 5, and then a final voting process.
And it's on Hulu, if I'm not mistaken.
It is that as well.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And how do you get? So we're in the top 20. How do we make the top 10? Is there a swimsuit competition? That's what I'm wondering.
Well,
what do we have to do here?
Not that I know of yet.
Okay.
Pete, we're not going to ask you for that.
Right.
I'm not partaking. I don't want to horrify people. So
right. I think the thing that we do at this point is show our gratitude to Deluxe for caring enough to put us in the top 20. And what they're interested in is more people seeing the program and understanding what it is they're trying to do to garner support, again, for small communities, small business, et cetera. So at this point in time, the more that we can get our friends, our family, our neighbors, our extended acquaintances familiar with the show, That's what they want at this point.
Okay.
So we would encourage everybody to do that, get engaged with it, and get out there. Part of what pays off for us is building our own network, because by the time we get to the top 5, that then goes into a national voting process. And we will need a couple million votes across the country to be selected. We can do that, but we have to start now building those networks, reaching out to people. Who used to live here? Who's alumni? Who's everybody here now? Who do you know? Who would care? And we want to give them a reason to care about why they would vote for us. And that's part of the marketing that will happen between now and then. But getting started today, not next month or whatever, connecting with the show. You go to the Small Business Revolution in terms of a web search, and you'll find it. Do the same Facebook. You can connect with Facebook. They're on Instagram. They're on Twitter, LinkedIn. So in whatever your social connection is,
they're out there.
You can get there with it.
You're listening to Hits 96 WSFQ. This is Hot Topics, brought to you by the City of Marinette. I'm Pete Schwaba, joined here today by Mayor Steve and Keith Killen, talking about the big news. This is really big news, to make the top 20 out of 12,000 entrants. And I just want to say, my background, I did stand-up comedy for years. I've done stand-up comedy in Fergus Falls, Minnesota, and in Hamilton, Ohio, I think it is.
All right.
Not funny towns.
No?
I think this is a funny town, but that's got to count for something, right?
Yeah,
I mean, I think we got a leg up over those two communities.
Right.
Talk a little bit about, Keith, since you're a small business owner. It's got to be such a challenge. You've got people that are watching every penny. A lot of people are struggling. How do you get them to support small business? Because everybody on paper and morally wants to do that.
Right.
But how do you get consumers to support small business as opposed to going in Target and Walmart and saving every penny? That's a challenge, right?
It is. It is, I think, building on what people tend to want to do that today, because it goes against culture today. The fighting, the infighting, the politics, and those type of things. That small business is somebody you can talk to. It's somebody you can deal with. You know who it is. And once people start to understand the impact of their choice in the moment of going online and buying it or buying it in a store, the buying it in the store delivers almost 100% more than if you go online to buy it.
It's an investment in themselves in a way, because
and
you're
an investment in the community,
right?
Because small business pays more taxes per capita. Small business gives more back to the community per capita, and just our job of recycling the economy. When our industry brings in income to the economy. That's one thing, but if we send it right back out, what have we gained?
Yeah.
But if we recycle it, everybody's working, got jobs, got more sales. You're supporting, the guy down the street and their kids in the soccer program, and making the house, making the mortgage, and those type of things. So it really comes down to a desire for a relationship. Taking a transaction into a relationship, and you can do that with a small business. So
this is a great TV show on Hulu. Not many people know this, but Marinette-Menominee, we were also a finalist for Baywatch a few years ago, but that didn't really pan out. But I think we have a better shot at this with great people helming things here. How do we get, and I hate to say this because I'm not a winter guy anymore, so I brave the winters here in my hometown, but how do we get, they're coming here in January apparently to judge. Yeah. What do we do? Fake an injury?
They're from Minneapolis, okay?
Oh, perfect.
So, we're kind of in the banana belt. We'll probably have better weather than they do when they get here.
Okay, excellent. So it'll be like a little vacation for them.
I'm not worried about that.
Well, excellent stuff, guys. I wish you luck for all of us, really, because this is a great opportunity for Menominnette. And You look great in the video, by the way. I do want to say it looked like you guys were trying to out macho each other on the video. Like who could wear less clothing in horrible weather? I want one of you to be in a tank top or something.
Tony
Come
was
on.
pushing.
Tony was pushing it. Yes,
he won that one.
I think his lips were cold too, but it was a great thing you guys did, and thank you for doing that. And keep up the great work, and good luck to both of our towns. It's excellent.
Thanks for having me here today.
You got it. Mayor Steve and Keith Killen. In just a couple of minutes, I'll be back with nationally syndicated columnist Gregg Schimmer to talk about pickleball. This is Hits 96 WSFQ. You're listening to Hot Topics with Pete Schwaba, brought to you by the City of Marinette.